There's no intro that I've ever done that wasn't worth doing twice. Welcome back to the streets of New Capenna card review, starring me, the only broadcaster who knows exactly how the cards are going to be on release this Thursday. We have a couple preambles to talk about before we begin this card review. The first and most important one is that this morning I was notified by Wizards of the Coast that I've been invited to an early access release event today, and only today, to get the chance to play with the cards before release on Thursday. In the past, these have typically happened on Wednesday, my dudes. And so I was anticipating doing the card review today and doing the early access event tomorrow. And maybe if there wasn't an early access event, I would pick a game at random like Elden Ring and just play it that day. However, it turns out that because the early access event is today, and because I said that the card review is going to be today, we have done something a little different. Rather than review all the cards, my business partner in crime, Eric, has come up with a list of cards. Hold on, Sheriff is rebelling. All right, Eric came up with a list of what he believes are the 25 best cards in Constructed, and I think the 20 best cards in Jank, I think. So, really what Eric has done is he's gone to the buffet and found the best delicacies and laid them on a plate. And at the end of the day, are these actually the 25 best cards in Constructed? I'm the only one that can decide. Eric was suggesting that we review these because that way we can spend maybe an hour or two checking them out and move on to the gameplay. And I said, Eric, don't tell me a damn thing. I can do this on the fly, no problem. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So let's hop right into it. First of all, some ground rules that I want to just throw out. If any of you hear my evaluation, you can feel free to bribe for 5 gifted subs, and we'll re-rate these however we want. I'll be right before and after the reevaluation, so really this is it's a highly volatile, chaotic form of truth that we're going to be sharing. Diagonally Stack says, but can we backseat? Absolutely. Backseating is highly encouraged today. I want nothing more than sheer chaos start to finish. So before we begin, Jan Ralderman, hey! 10 gifts from you, Jan Ralderman. Mwah! Happy Tuesday, my dude. So, Agnes, the Dragon's Lash. Oh my god, look at this mana cost. Oh yeah! 1 hybrid black-red, red, hybrid red-green. This is basically 1 in triple red as far as I'm concerned. Legendary Viashino Warrior. Viashino is one of the lizardy folk in the Magic universe. 3/3 with haste. Whenever a creature you control with haste attacks, create a tapped treasure token. Oh, what? Now, here's the thing. There's a lot of things in Magic that are tap and sacrifice in order to do the effect. And functionally, with a treasure, you don't really think about the fact that it needs to tap to sacrifice, because most of the time it's just never tapped. It's just never tapped. But this is really going to let you ramp. And when you play it for 4 and swing, it's going to immediately generate another mana. Ooh. It's technically the Jund colors. Now, haste is normally in an aggressive deck, right? Haste is normally in an aggressive deck. And so, you would think that if you're trying to end the game early, you don't really need to make extra treasure tokens. I'm going to give this top 25 constructed card a 0 out of 5. I think that if this shows up in any deck, it's either because I'm trying to make it work, or you saw that it was in the top 25 and muted me because you don't care about my opinions. I think I'm going to give this a 0 out of 5. 3/3 hasters, they're kind of calming down with some of the stuff in standard. They're calming down a little bit, pulling down some of the power levels. But here's where Agnes the Dragon's Lash is really going to earn a single 1 out of 5 from me, you know. This is where this could potentially generate a single 1 out of 5 value, okay? All right? If for some reason you're doing some mono red ramp, Ayaya Cream knows exactly what I mean. You go Agnes turn 4, Swingo Dingo, you plop down a Goldspan Dragon, Gah! You punch him in the face. Look how many treasures we got. Look how many treasures we got. And then you know what happens? You play a stupid card like Crackle with Power. There it is. Isn't that excellent? Isn't that excellent, right? You don't even need to crackle for more than 2. Crackle with Power for 2, 2, 2, and double red. 10 damage easy. You know what? I'm going to reevaluate this as a 4 out of 5 because I really, truly think that this is going to be an excellent card for me. It is going to be an excellent card for me. Ognis straight into a Goldspan Dragon? Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There it is. Sir Lobster Roll says 1 to 4. Wow. Yeah, that's right. High volatility. But I think that probably, if you're interested in accuracy, I would give this a 0. All right, Vivian on the Hunt. Oh, a 6-mana Planeswalker. I love things that are expensive. Let me tell you, I shop at Dolce & Gabbana when it comes to deck construction, right? When I open up the deck builder when a new set is up, such as right now, when I go to this deck builder and I go to decks, you know how I like to sort? I like to just begin by ranking things in terms of what's the newest, freshest, most expensive stuff collected and not. This is the right way to begin doing things. You know what I mean? This is the right way to begin. So when I'm sitting here and I'm seeing a 6-cost Planeswalker in green, comes out with 4 loyalty. I'm going to read from bottom to top because I always feel like that's relevant in this case. -1, create a 4/4 green Rhino Warrior creature token. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Anytime a Planeswalker can cheaply create its own blocker and defend itself, 2 big thumbs up for me. These are thumbs. So, the middle one, mill 5 cards, and then put any number of creature cards milled this way into your hand. Any number? Oh my god, dude. Any number? Any? +1 to do any... Oh, dude. Can you imagine +1, just draw 5? I mean, more accurately, this will often just give you 2 or 3 creatures. But, you know, when you're looking for some really nice high-end value-type Planeswalkers in creature-driven Golgari decks, creature-driven green decks, it's perfect. The +2, you may sacrifice a creature. That's kind of interesting in green. If you do, search your library for a creature card with mana value equal to 1 plus the sacrifice creature's mana value. Put it onto the battlefield, then. Oh my god, Vivian on the Hunt is the most expensive birthing pod of all time. This is the $10,000 handbag. Why does it cost so much? Does it do something compelling and new and fresh other bags don't? No, it holds stuff, but it shows you I've got money. That's what Vivian on the Hunt is. I mean, really, birthing pod is super inexpensive compared to this. You have to have a whole creature out, +2. You know. I mean, there's probably going to be some nonsense BS that comes out as a result of this. You know, if you can imagine you have ETBs on your 4, 5, 6 mana creatures. You play Vivian on the Hunt for 6, and then you can pop a 3 mana to bring out a 4 mana that does something when it enters. And then you can do another 4 mana sack and make a 5 mana ETB. Whoa! You know, I really think that for me, these bottom 2 are the juicies. These are the juicy goosies right here. These are the juicy goosies. I'm going to give this an honest to God 3 out of 5 in constructed. Honest to God. Now keep in mind, 3 out of 5 is incredible. It's an incredible review for me. You know how when there's analysis and when some economist is trying to evaluate that, like the wealth inequality in a country, where they're talking about, well, there's the average and then there's the median, right? The median review score for Sean is 0, right? A 0 out of 5. If we're being honest, I give everything a 0 out of 5. As a somewhat insecure person, giving something a 0 out of 5 that took a whole lot of effort for a designer to carefully craft and present to me, it really gives me that big ego surge I need to get through the day. So giving things a 0 out of 5, par for the course. So a 3 out of 5, oh my goodness, penthouse suited card. It's so good. Oh, Ghosty says, hey Sean, there's a clear cup in the lower left of frame. You mean like that? Is that good? You know, let me just do it just like this. So it's a little off center. Is this helpful? Am I helping out? Perhaps what I should do is actually just kind of have something else in. Is this help? Am I helping out a little bit with the lint roller? Is this good? I actually think that I would evaluate this set of things blocking the camera as a 3 out of 5, which is good, which is a good review. I think that this sort of, you know, especially if I put the tall one kind of in the middle, this is really the kind of thing that I think gives my card reviews the sort of gravitas that other card reviews don't necessarily have. So let's go ahead and raise this. Let's push this. Actually, I think we want it just in frame. There we go. There you go, Stalker. Thinking of you. Thinking of you. Chaotic energy. Okay, so Vivian on the hunt. I think any planeswalker that can make threats turn after turn after turn or draw, I think is really excellent. This is perfect for a high-end green. 6 is a lot, but I'm known for land, so I love this one. Scheming Fence. What? Scheming Fence? Scheming Fence is a human citizen. Are fences citizens? I thought a fence was a type of barricade. Shadowcat91 says a fence is a thief. I thought it was a fence. That's surprising. A fence is a person you sell stolen goods to. Oh. Because I thought it was like some wood in a line that said, I'll mow on this half of it. That's interesting. That's interesting. A scheming fence. White and blue for a 2/3. That's pretty good. As Scheming Fence enters a battlefield, you may choose a non-land permanent. Okay. Activated abilities if the chosen permanent can't be activated. Scheming Fence has all activated abilities of the chosen permanent except for loyalty abilities. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to activate those abilities. I disable your stuff, and then I can enable my stuff. And my favorite part of this entire card is the word choose, because choose is one of the words that is most commonly arriving in sentences when people sound like rules lawyering liars. You know, when you're like at a Friday Night Magic, no, you didn't target it, you chose it. But do you target when you choose? No, it's not. It doesn't say choose target thing, you just choose it. You're just choosing, it's not targeting, you know? So I like that this is immediately going to elicit a lot of annoying conversations. I think this is a really healthy thing for Magic the Gathering. I think that if there's one thing that is lacking in the Magic the Gathering community, it's excuses to lord your knowledge over other players in a convenient way. And so I think that I would have to give this a 5 out of 5 just for the cultural impact it's going to have on the game. Now, as a card, I think this one's actually pretty good because it says, as Scheming Fence enters the battlefield. Again, another really key twist of phrase that allows me to sound like I really know what the hell I'm talking about. There are things that say, when this thing enters the battlefield, which means it goes thunk and it lands. And then what happens? Whatever the text says. But if it says, as it enters the battlefield, it means that, you know, let's say you have something that says, when I enter the battlefield, make a 1/1. Well, it means that Scheming Fence can target this thing, and now it has that property, shunk, and it hits the battlefield, and it will create a 1/1. So this is, what is this effect called? Is this a replacement effect? I think it's a replacement effect. I think that's what it means. It's a replacement effect, which means that as it's entering into the battlefield, it is shunk getting those things as it enters. Oh, but these are not for triggered abilities. These are just activated abilities. These are activated abilities. All right, I hate this card. 0 out of 5. I talked about how important it was that you could rules lawyer with this thing. I failed in my rules lawyering, and because I'm ashamed, I'm going to yell at it. Did I not say that as a somewhat insecure man, I need the opportunity to bash things to feel better? I mean, come on. Come on, this card sucks. I can't believe Eric put this on the list. I like blaming people. Riveteer's Ascendancy. Ooh, John colors. Black, red, green. It's Berg. An enchantment. Oh my god, one of my favorite card types. Whenever you sacrifice a creature, you may return target creature card with lesser mana value from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Do this only once each turn. Can I get it. I get it. Okay? I understand. Do this only once each turn It's an important thing for balance. I understand. I understand that you developers of Magic the Gathering, wizards of the coast, the way up west wizards, I recognize that this is a valuable turn of phrase to ensure that things don't go out of fucking control. I don't want that on any cards. Do this only once each turn is another way of saying don't ever show up in what the deck. Don't ever show up in what the deck. Ay. That said, I think this card is fucking insane. This is probably a 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5. Obviously, it has prohibitive mana costs, right? Black, red, green. It's really hard to have black, red, green on turn 3, particularly in standard. But even overall, black, red, green is a pretty sharp and restrictive mana costing. However, Jund lists or Golgari sack lists, I mean, Jund Sacrifice is really popular archetype in Historic for a while. Oh, so what you can do is you can sack something to cause the value effect that most sacrifice decks want, and then zoop, comes back in. Then it's your turn. You sack it again. Zoop, things are flying up on the battlefield. This seems like one of those cards that is really going to potentially go out of control. Now, there is, I think, an important thing to note. By the way, you can always tell with my tone when I'm starting to speak more sincerely. But if I'm starting to talk like this, you can tell I am being recreational with my speaking. But if I actually want to evaluate this properly, I start to talk like a normal person. This is the clue that will help you tune in. And there's this thing in a lot of what's the right phrase for it? Decks that need pairwise functionality, right? Like if you have, say, a Goldspan Dragon does stuff all by itself. Magma Opus does stuff all by itself. It's helpful that the Goldspan Dragon can make a treasure that can then be used for a Magma Opus. That's true, but it's not necessarily like each thing needs each other. But when you think about a lot of the old sacrifice lists, you have something like Witch's Oven, right? The oven where you can sacrifice things. Good if you have like a Cauldron Familiar. If you are trying to get around certain targeted spells and combo-y things, yada, 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 yada. Like, lots of these sacrifice decks have so many pairwise combinations that you can draw in a way that just falls apart. The Canadian Bacon says synergy or combo. I mean, the combo typically refers to the idea of a deck that's trying to specifically assemble these cards and then something huge goes off. But a lot of the Jund Sacrifice decks have more of the colloquial use of the word combo, which is why I'm going for pairwise. Lots of pairwise value. Riveteer's Ascendancy, in other words, doesn't do anything by itself. And it specifically does something when sacrificing occurs. And you will specifically need a creature in the battlefield, in the graveyard, to be able to enter the battlefield. So you actually need a lot of conditions, but there's enough cards that say sacrifice. There's enough Jund Sack list that gives me confidence in this. Yeah, Midgeworth is pointing out the juicy combo, which is you can sacrifice something to return from the graveyard to the battlefield. Croxa. Oh, Jan Ralderman says, please accept my earlier bribe to re-rate Elden Ring as a 3 out of 5 game. Yeah, I think Elden Ring is a game that I think when I initially saw it, I was excited because of From Software's pedigree. But really, all it is imagine someone who played Dark Souls. Rembowski says, here we go. Yeah, imagine someone who played Dark Souls and didn't really get it and worked at Ubisoft. Ubisoft makes good games. They make good games. And if you just make them hard, you know what you create? You create kind of like cold chicken fingers. It's good. Maybe put enough ketchup on them. The graphics in this case are the ketchup, right? It goes down well. Cold chicken fingers with ketchup. I'm offending people who have taste buds as well now. Yeah, I mean, it's good. Like I eat cold chicken fingers with ketchup most days. So, I'm not ragging on it. I'm not saying it's a 0 out of 5 game, but I think it's fine. I think it's a fine game. and I think it does some interesting things graphically, and I think that probably the best, maybe learning from an otherwise mediocre game, I think the best learning thing that would maybe make me rate it not as a 2 out of 5, but as a 3 out of 5. I think I would say 3 out of 5 due to how well done the UI UX around spell casting is. I think that that's a really good lesson a lot of developers could learn from. So I would rate a 3 out of 5. I think it's a fine open world game with some ambitious graphics that sometimes succeed. Performance issues were there, but really it's the spell casting UI UX I think is really interesting. It is as involved as making a batch of cold chicken fingers. Dark Paladin says, Sean, why would you say these things right after I subbed? It's because I believe in pain. I'll give Riveteer's Ascendancy a 4 out of 5. Oops. Unleash the Inferno. Oh my god, Eric knows I like Jund. Is Eric maybe a super fan? Is that what's happening when Eric made this list? Unleash the Inferno. 1 black, red, green, 1 berg. Instant. Unleash the Inferno. Deals 7 damage to target creature or planeswalker. When it deals excess damage this way, destroy target artifact or enchantment and opponent controls with mana value less than or equal to that amount of excess damage. Right? So this is a highly... okay, so Jund is known as the color combo that can just destroy a bunch of shit in all the ways. It can deal damage, it can destroy enchantments, it can destroy artifacts, it can destroy permanents, it can destroy a land, it can destroy non-land, it can destroy all the things, right? So this is a weird way to do 2-for-1ing, like highly conditional 2-for-1ing. I want to destroy your artifact, but you need to play a creature that's small enough for me to shoot the thing, and then I can kill that thing, and this is really good. And really what this reminds me of is trying to do my taxes. I think this is like Unleash the free tax application where I'm trying to figure out what thing is a write-off, what thing is not, and at no point am I actually getting a sense that this is an intuitive process that is maybe going to help build roads in my local community. Instead, I'm just trying to think, is this a good enough hedge to not get audited? So I think Unleash the Inferno is a real sort of DIY tax kind of card, and who doesn't love doing taxes? So I think I would give this a 1 out of 5. I'll certainly try to run it. I think it's cool. I like 3 color things. I think it's neat. Lord Zara says you can blast your own things. I feel like you just said, well, you can over-report your income so you can pay even more taxes. Like, I don't know what the idea is. I don't even understand. I'm going to give this a 1 out of 5. It's a 4 mana deal 7, which is pretty cool. I think a 4 mana deal 7 is actually pretty sweet. 4 mana deal 7 with upside. Ooh, maybe this is actually the right way to think of it. There's 4 mana, kill target creatures. This is 4 mana, kill a thing, and maybe kill another thing. I'm going to go ahead and give this a solid 3 out of 5 as my only and final evaluation. I like this as a 3 out of 5. This is actually pretty sweet. This is a pretty good. Nord GGG just gifted 5 subs. It says, re-rate Unleash as a 5 out of 5, please. Oh my god. This is the best card we've seen yet. I'm actually frustrated that Eric put this as number 21 and didn't swing it right in the top slot as a 1. This will kill a Goldspan Dragon. It kills the treasure that the Goldspan Dragon made as a result of you targeting it. This is a hate card for the most important card Standard has ever seen. And I mean, just imagine, you're against a control deck, shoot the Planeswalker, and then what do you shoot? What control deck doesn't run only artifacts and enchantments as some backup, right? Oh, dude, you hate those enchantment lists that are making, 18 little squirrel creatures, man. Shit, you could shoot the squirrel that's an 18/18. It's 5 out of 5, right? There it is. There it is. It's a 5 out of 5. I've discovered it. All right, Ziatora's Envoy. 1 black, red, green. We got to 1 berg. It's a 5/4 with trample. Nice. Whenever Ziatora's Envoy deals combat damage to a player, look at the top card of your library. You may play a land from the top of your library, or cast a spell with mana value less than or equal to the damage dealt from the top of your library without paying its mana cost. If you don't, put that card into your hand. Ooh. Now, there's Blitz, and here's the thing. Traditionally, leading up to card reviews, I don't spoil myself at all in the mechanics. I don't spoil myself at all on the cards. I don't know how Blitz works. I assume that you can play the Blitz cost, and then it'll have haste? What does blitz mean? What does blitz even mean? You know what? Let's take a peek. Blitz MTG. Streets of New Capenna mechanics. Is an ability you pay as an alternate cost. All right, let's see here. Okay, this creature gains haste, and when this creature dies, draw a card. What? Oh, because at the beginning of the next end step, you sack the creature. Oh, so Blitz, you're just turning Ziatora's Envoy into just like a bomb. You just swing, deal 5, play a thing, draw... Oh, this is the best card fucking ever. Are you kidding me? This card rules. This card rules. This card absolutely rules. This is incredible. Imagine this, Riveteer's Ascendancy, with Ziatora's Envoy. Are you kidding me? That's fucking sweet. And guess what? When we're done with the card review, we can make this deck. Oh, I would give this a 5 out of 4. Thank you, Diagonally Stacked. I was going to make that joke, but you typed it first, and I love giving credit. This is amazing. So you blitz, it gains haste. When it dies, you draw a card, and when this thing deals damage, you can play a land, cast a spell for free, or draw a card. Oh, it's the perfect card. This is a 5 out of 5. I adore this card. I love it. It's so good. So good. Giada, Font of Hope. Please, excuse me, I'm a designer. This is Giada, Typeface of Hope. It's 1 and a white for a 2/2 angel. Oh, it is but a wee baby angel. For babies. Flying Vigilance. Each other angel you control enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it for each angel you already control. Add white. Spend this mana only to cast an angel spell. Oh, please. Please. Giada, Typeface of Hope. Oh. By the way, I don't know why I am actually so hot right now. And I don't mean this. I don't mean this in an attractiveness way. Like, I happen to be hot. That's just not what I'm saying right now. It is, like, really hot in this apartment. I don't know why. What's the temperature? What is the temperature outside? I have air conditioning on. I have air conditioning. Like, what is the temperature in Los Angeles even? Okay, let me refresh. Because I don't have weather to automatically update. It's 80 degrees? It's ridiculous. My God, I'm so hot, my lips are sweating. Am I lying? Whenever my lips are sweating, that's immediately when I'm like, the date is over. I am no longer attractive. My lips are sweating. All right, Giada, Typeface of Hope. What do we think of this? Honestly, the 2-mana slot is almost always the pain point for Angel decks. Almost always the pain point for Angel decks because good Angels start at 3, 4, 5. So, like, what do you do in the first few turns? You know, there's Orzhov Angels that tries to run removal on turn 2 to just kind of control the board and then start building it at 3, 4, 5, this sort of thing. But this is a flyer. It can deal damage. It's a booster, and it can let you ramp and smooth things out. I'd give this a hot 4. Give it a hot 4. It's narrow. It's a narrow 4. It's a very thin 4. The kerning is going to be very tight on this. Other graphic design jokes as well. But a 2/2 flyer with Vigilance already seems nice in White Weenie. And it's going to be very, very helpful as the 2-drop spot in the Angel decks. So even though that's pretty narrow in terms of use, even though that's pretty narrow, I'd give it a 4 out of 5. I like it. I mean, it's kind of an unexciting card, right? Oh, it's a 2/2. Oh, it's not doing crazy shit like requiring me to Google. I mean, come on, get out of here, right? I like my cards like I like my Dan Flash's shirts. Really, really complex, okay? So, Giada, Font of Hope, everything is understandable. Marginal value here, marginal value here, marginal value here. And if you get enough margins, that can add up to something huge. Just ask the 2008 financial crisis. So I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. Shake Down Heavy. 2 and a black for a 6/4 with Menace. Menace. Menace is a word that might have been cool in the 1950s, and Magic is like, we're still going to use it. What do you know, Joe? Menace. Whenever Shake Down Heavy attacks, defending player may have you draw a card. If they do, untap Shake Down Heavy and remove it from combat. somehow it only just registered to me that it's a 3 mana 6/4. Huh. I give it a 5. Okay? I give it a 5. I give it a 5. Jesus, that's sick. That's incredible, because here's the thing. A 6/4 is just a great blocker. 6 out of 4 for 3? And I play standard. I'm too much of a coward to even play modern. Murgadurga says, how high does his rating system go? Is it to 5 max? I would say we oftentimes stick to the 0 to 5 scale. We absolutely use negative numbers frequently. And furthermore, we go over 5 when we're really feeling it. And sometimes we change it to being out of 4 to really hype that first number. Fenrir says, it's the second coming of Clackbridge Troll, and that didn't see play. Oh, Clackbridge Troll is amazing. Dude, Clackbridge Troll, I still would give Clackbridge Troll a 5 out of 5. I would still give it a 5 out of 5. The funny thing is, Clackbridge Troll didn't even show up in limited. Like, people would draft a Clackbridge Troll and be like, we should probably cut it. It doesn't seem that great. Like, it's hilarious, man. Oh my god. All right, Shakedown, heavy attacks, may draw a card. I mean, I genuinely think this is a really nice card. Most of the time, this is just going to fit in a deck that is trying to be like mono black aggro, and attack, and occasionally wind up drawing cards, and when it doesn't, it's just ending the game fast. I love this. I'm going to give this a 5. It's clean, solid, good beats with a mean ace up its sleeve. Hell yeah. Incandescent Aria. Ooh, it's Naya colors. Ooh, Eric, you are just such a super fan putting this on the list. Red, green, and white. I can't wait to read this card. It's a sorcery. Incandescent Aria deals 3 damage to each non-token creature. Oh. Weird. Oh my god, weird. Is there anyone that likes making tokens? Is this like perhaps something that might fit in pretty good? I mean, 5 out of 5. I like tokens. Oh my gosh, we could have like an Outlaws Merriment Incandescent Aria deck with a 4% win rate. Oh my god. Oh, is March of the Multitudes back on the menu? Ooh, oh yeah. Okay, so first of all, a 3 mana deal 3 damage to everything is high value. Okay, it's high value. Oftentimes, it's hard to get a sweeper at 3 that's really effective. You have your Cinderclasms, you have multiple ways to deal 2 damage to everything, but 3 is a really key inflection point, because there's the white weenie go wide decks that often their toughness stops at 2. Mono red aggro lists do have some 3 toughness things in there. And, some of the mono green aggro lists will have 3 toughness for a few turns before they hit their 4, 5, 6s. So 3 can deal with all of those, right? Deafening Clarion was an amazing card, had a much easier mana cost. But, I mean, even then, I think that this is reasonable. This is quite reasonable. 3 mana, being able to deal 3 is something that I'm constantly looking for at 3 specifically. Fenrir says, we had a 3 damage sweeper for 3 since Deafening Clarion. I feel like the answer has to be yes. But I'm not going to try to give you an accurate answer. Jofa says, can we get each mana type by turn 3 reliably? It's going to be tricky. We have the new Triomes in the set that I don't think are called Triomes. They're called something very flavorful. And we have a lot of the combo duels in the last few sets. So I'm absolutely eager for this. Corpse Explosion. Okay. I'm not going to read the rest of the card. Corpse Explosion. You're probably going to have to exile a creature from your graveyard and deal damage to all creatures equal to the exiled creature's... God, is it going to be toughness or power? Or cost? I think it's going to be toughness. Fuck! 0 out of 5. Hate this card. Corpse Explosion. 1 black, red, sorcery. As an additional cost to cast a spell, exile a creature card from your graveyard. It deals damage equal to the exiled creature's power to each creature and each planeswalker. Oh, it hits planeswalkers too. Ooh. I think this card is great. Literally the hitting creatures and planeswalkers. Also, this feels really nice in my Rakdos Croxa grinders. Oh, look at the flavor text. Well, that's one way to scatter her ashes. Oh, Calvi, funeral director. Oh, we blew her up. No, oh. J Embers 87 gifts us 5. What do you want me to do, J Embers? I haven't really rated Corpse Explosion yet. I haven't rated Corpse Explosion. I haven't rated it. I might be a little grading, but I haven't done my rating. I haven't done it yet. I haven't done it yet. Can we rate this as a 5? Yeah. What better way to showcase value in a card than by disrespecting the dead? Corpse Explosion has been an absolute staple in games for the longest times. You played Diablo 2, you detonated some corpses. You played some D&D, you detonated corpses. Even if your character was a bard, because you're a weird player, you have no interest in the story, you have no interest in the mechanics of your character, you're just trying to see what the DM will let you do, so you shove firecrackers in a grave, watch it explode, and you know what that was? A day where everyone's fun was ruined, but yours, it was a lot of fun. Oh! And now you get to have that same fun here in Magic the Gathering. You get to really put your creatures down, swing with them, and then when they die, you can blame them. But is there a way to fault them? There is now with Corpse Explosion. You can just bring them back and piece of shit. Detonates everything. And you get to clear the entire board. You get to clear the entire board. It's amazing. It's amazing. Is this actually going to be a good card, though, J Ambers? What would my actual rating of Corpse Explosion be? I give it a 1. Feels good to give it a 1. Feels good to give it a 1, because here's the thing. Why would I want to deal damage to everything? Why would I want to deal damage to everything? I don't know why. If I'm a creature-driven deck, do I want to deal damage to all creatures in my creature-driven deck? I don't think so. I don't actually think so. Yeah, Diagonally Stacked, I'm also very suspicious about this card's art. Is this someone running from a Corpse Explosion? I'm actually really surprised to not see like a bloated, rotting, decaying corpse with like fire coming out of it. Instead, we see this guy who looks like a protagonist from a CW show, who's just like running away from this, and this guy doesn't even know how to run. I mean, he must have been in the middle of filming like a Michael Jackson music video when this bomb went off. Look at this guy. This is ridiculous. Fenrir says, I feel like this is tailored for Crocs control. Is that a big thing? I mean, it seems like the only way that it would do it. Seems the only way that it would do it. I'm assuming that this is actually the most handsome dead person of all time. And we're watching the explosion in reverse. I can't make sense out of the art. I think I'm going to give it a 0 out of 5. The art's very confusing. I think that they just put a handsome man in a fire and just called it Corpse Explosion and moved on. All right, Fleetfoot Dancer. Ooh, this art is perfect. 1 red, green, white. Trample, lifelink, haste. 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5. I love the Fleetfoot Dancer. This is great. It's simple. It's white, it has lifelink. It's red, it has haste. It's green, it has trample. It's a 4/4. This is incredible. It's actually a really great one. Phantom of Aries just gifted 5 subs and says, Jammers inspired me. I'm bribing you to not give this one a number rating at all. You don't want me to rate this one. You don't want me to rate this one. Oh, interesting. I'm like a really mean high school teacher then. Okay, class. What do you think is the rating for this card? And then whatever you say, I go, it's interesting. Huh, it's really interesting that that's what you rated it. Huh. A Fleetfoot Dancer. Wow. Wizards of the Coast really wanted us to put this card in our decks, didn't they? Isn't that interesting? Huh. Wow. Oh, it's tribal too, yeah. Elf Druid. Okay, yeah, it's really interesting. Huh. Yeah. All right, well, let's move on to the next card. Speaking of which, I really got to watch the movie Whiplash. I'm really interested in watching the movie Whiplash. I want to see J.K. Simmons yell at people. Ravine, Scheming Sia. White, blue, black, Esper. It's a 1/4. It's a Sphinx demon. I sat like this. I'm from hell. Flying, ward 1. Whenever you attack, target attacking creature connives X, where X is the number of attacking creatures. So conniving means you draw X cards, then discard X cards, put +1/+1 counter on that creature for each non-land card discarded this way. We found it. We found the end of sensible mechanics and names. This is it. This is the first conniving. So conniving is where you draw and discard, and then you put a +1/+1 counter on. Okay, wait, all right. So whenever you attack, you pick a creature that's attacking, and that attacking creature is now conniving. It's conniving X. And then, generally speaking, I, the player, draw X and discard X, and the conniving creature gets big. Because of all the connives. Hold on. Oh my gosh, Raffine, the conniving, scheming, seeing demon. I mean, this is some bars someone laid down when they made this one. Raffine, scheming, seer, Sphinx, demon is conniving X. You know, Fan of Aries, this is the one that I want to give a rating. I don't want to give a rating to this one. Because you're, like, okay, so imagine if you said there's a mechanic. We haven't named the mechanic yet, but the idea is you pick a creature, and then you get to draw and discard, and based upon the amount of useful things you discarded, it makes that creature stronger, right? So you're sort of getting rid of power in order to give this thing more power. I mean, I can literally I can understand what this means and how it would be useful. It's the word connive. Conniving, I don't think that this is the mechanic for connive. I think that conniving got misprinted. That's what I'm gonna say. Ben Mecca says, please rate this as X, where X is not an element in the real numbers. Okay. Okay, I guess that leads me to give this a rating that is encapsulating the most boring freeway in America, an I out of 5. I'm going to give Raffine, the Scheming Seer, an I out of 5 because I really think that the fun that was trying to be imbued into this card is imaginary. I like to think of the design of this card as being orthogonal to any real number of value, so I guess, yeah, I don't even, what is going on? Do you guys remember, what is it, Cosima? Cosima, where it's just like, okay, she goes on a voyage and she comes back and she gets big based upon the land that's there. And I read it like 6 times and was just like, I'm dusting this card. Like, I don't know, man. Oh my god. Yeah, I actually think that I think Kilowog42 is right. This mechanic should have been called Knives. Target attacking creature, Knives X. Where you draw and discard cards, and that makes it more powerful because it has more knives, right? That's what it should be. This is Knives. This is the Knives card. Alright, so is this going to actually be a valuable card? We've only tried to figure out what the card does. That's the only thing that we've done. Alright. Raffine, Scheming Seer is gonna Knives. Jesus. What? Oh my god. I guess this is actually pretty good, huh? I'd give it like a 2 out of 5 because it can come down early as a blocker if you're Esper control, against an aggro. But if you're a control player and you're against another control matchup, you can just keep swinging with this, and it'll keep growing, and it'll keep growing, and it'll keep growing, and be a bigger threat. The Ward 1 makes it a little obnoxious to deal with. This actually seems pretty reasonable. Pretty reasonable. You can just sort of filter away things. If you have any raised stuff from the dead, I can see this having some value. I'm going to give it a 2. Titan of Industry. 5 due to the mana cost alone. This is the best card we've seen yet. I fucking love this. Titan of Industry. 4 green, green, green. For a 7/7. A 7/7 for 7 from heaven. Oh. Reach Trample. When Titan of Industry enters the battlefield, choose 2. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Or target player gains 5 life. Or create a 4/4 green Rhino Warrior creature token. This warrior is a Rhino. Put a shield counter on a creature you control. What the fuck is a shield counter? What is that? What's a shield counter? What's a shield counter? Google. I'm going to go on Alta Vista and look this shit up. What is a shield counter? MTG. All right, Streets of New... Shield counters are a new mechanic. Shield counters make your creatures harder for your opponents to remove. How? A shield count... Is it Divine Shield? Is it? A shield counter means when a creature would be destroyed or take damage, instead remove a shield counter. Ooh. 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 Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. My foot is cramping. That feels so good. That feels so fucking good. I love it so much. Oh my god. I love Titan of Industry. Oh my god. I'll do whatever you want, Titan of Industry. You can step on my fingers, man. Oh my god. Navarius gifts 5 subs. Tell me what to do, Navarius. Navarius says, only allowed to rate cards and cute animals. For instance, 1 out of 5 kittens, 5 out of 5 gecko puppies, or maybe 10 out of 5 duck turtle babies. These... people are just continuing to increase in abstraction. Well, in that case, Navarius, I would give the Titan of Industry both my cats out of 5. That's how highly I rate this. Sheriff is currently a pineapple upside-down cat on the industrial strength outdoor dog heating bed that we have indoors in my broadcasting room. Oh my god, a Titan of Industry is definitely a Sheriff and Despy out of 5. This is incredible. This is incredible. People are saying you wanted chaos today. Oh, that's a good point. Let me actually showcase that by clearing chat. Oh, look at how fresh and clean that looks. That's really good. Oh my god, this is nice. Castellan Rogue says, imagine shield counters would proliferate. Fuck yes, dude. The shield counter is incredible. This is a Sheriff and Despy out of 5. I fucking love this. This is the best card that we have seen yet. I love this. I love this. I love this. Eric, why is this not number 1? Eric, I'm going to give you a very stern head shake next time we're on Discord without our cameras on. This is great. Extraction Specialist. Oh, that's really good. I like facials. 2 and a white for a human rouge. A 3/2 lifelinker. Okay. When Extraction Specialist enters the battlefield, return target creature card with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Wow. That creature can't attack or block for as long as you control Extraction Specialist. Oh. Oh. Oh, that feels so good. That's a good card, because what's the goal of this? You put back onto the battlefield something that has activated abilities, something that has triggered abilities. So you basically get the text on the card without getting the stats on the card. So if you wanted the Luminarch Aspirant, which is a 1/1 that makes things swell up. It's like a cheerleader. It's a hype man. You get the hype man on the battlefield. He's like, I'm not fighting anything because you got this shit, right? Extraction Specialist. This is an amazing card. I would give it a 5. This is just a clean, clear, obvious 5. And if you disagree with me, then get the fuck out of this broadcast. This is incredible. I love this. I mean, it's a very clean 5. I think it's a clean 5. Value, lifelink, extraction. Oh, fantastiquement. This is one of these cards that is going to be reevaluated every time a new set comes up. This is one of these cards that you just see, and it's like, who's the damsel? Who's getting extracted? Who's going to get absolutely what's-his-faced? I don't know the names of actors very well, because mostly what I do is play games. But this is a card where people are going to go, who's going to get what's-his-faced? You know what I mean? This is great. This is super clean. Yeah, it's like a creature Snapcaster Mage. It's great. Luxior, Giada's gift. One. One for that beautiful bauble sword. Oh my god, look at this. Legendary artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each counter on it. Oh, nice. Equipped permanent isn't a planeswalker and is a creature in addition to its other types. Get the fuck out of here. I think this card it's a 0. I think this card is, wow, this card is trash. It's a trash card. It's so bad. So for any of you who are, reading this and going, what the heck? Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each counter on it. So in case you did not know, when it comes to planeswalkers, such as the beautiful Vivian on the Hunt, this loyalty is actually considered a combo. It is considered a counter. There are 4 loyalty counters when this creature enters the battlefield. If you +2, she now has 6 counters. So that basically means that you can take your... my eye is twitching. Must be because these cards are just so bad. So Luxior can take your Planeswalker and basically turn its loyalty into an XX, right? So if it has X loyalty, it's now an XX creature, and you can swing with it, and that's great. Basically opening it up for removal. Basically letting you attack with it. I don't know, it seems completely redundant. It seems completely unnecessary. Now, I know that in older formats, like Modern or Vintage, and you can have your Planeswalker that's like, I'm indestructible, and then you, like, equip Luxiors on it, and then you just have a creature that's swinging in or something like that. That's great. But I think that this card is absolute trash. This is a 0 out of 5. If this... I'm gonna do what I saw 50 Cent do. Okay? I'm gonna raise the stakes. I'm willing to put my career on the line. If this card shows up in any standard decks, right? If this shows up, I'm not even just talking top tier, I'm talking like your B and C and D tier. If this shows up in any tournament at all, I will stop making music. Okay? I'll stop. I'm not going to release another album because there's no way my prediction on this is going to be wrong. I'm going to stop making music. Luxior, I think, is a 0 out of 5. I think it's super duper ultra trash. Yeah. Yeah, I know a lot of you are pretty fucking upset about that, and I'm not going to re-rate it. You couldn't pay me $1 million to re-rate this fucking card. You couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. Hey, Ronnie Rage says, big fan of your content. Just want to say thank you for being you. You're an amazing streamer and seemingly an even better person. Oh my god, it's so kind of you. I just feel I feel a little bit like a frumpa dump lately. So it's very nice for the ego boost. Also, currently watching your Elden Ring VODs, and I'm watching your Day 4 playthrough and your encounter with Godric. Wow. Yeah. Anyways, thank you again for being a fantastic place just to relax and have fun. I appreciate you. Thanks, Ronnie Rage. Now, what was I saying? If any of you fuckers try to get me to re-rate this trash card, you're gone. You're banned from this fucking place. Icer Joker gifts 5 subs. Oh, what, Icer Joker? Says, can you give Luxior a 5 out of 5? You got it. I'm corrupt. Luxior Giada's gift is amazing, because the biggest weakness to Planeswalkers is that they can't attack, and this card just says they can. Isn't that neat? Isn't that just a neat little feature of it? Wow, 5 gifted subs is all it took. Luxior Giada's gift, really, this is almost like Luxior Giada's gift to the player for letting them do something they've always wanted to do. Isn't it just so sad that you don't get to attack with your heroes? It's so sad. This is what made Hearthstone great, that you can actually have your druid smash its face against an enemy creature to just totally end the game yourself. And now Magic the Gathering is saying, we want to put the power to the player. You know what I mean? We want to put the power to the player and let them get Chandra smashing into the face. And, you know, Planeswalkers never gotten to feel the joy of getting removed or put in a prison or getting destroyed by some other generic black removal spell. And now they get to have that opportunity. And for that reason, I give it a 5 out of 5. Good to see you, Icer Joker. OBScura Interceptor. 1 white, blue, black for a 3/1 flash life linker. When OBScura Interceptor enters the battlefield, it connives. Oh, fuck this card. All right. Top constructed, number 9. Let's read Evelyn the Covetous. 2, a hybrid Dimir, black, and a hybrid Rakdos. Flash. when Evelyn the Covetous or another vampire enters a battlefield under your control, exile the top card of each player's library with a collection counter on it. Once each turn, you may play a card from exile with a collection counter on it if it was exiled by an ability you controlled, and you may spend mana as though it were any color to cast it. So I actually have just... I blanked out for about 30 seconds as I was reading this. Let's find this. It's a 2/5 flasher. Exile the top card of each player's library. Play a card from exile with a collection counter on it. Not cast it. You may play it, so you can play land. Okay, spend mana as or any color to cast it. This card's excellent. This card's excellent. I'd give it a... Gosh, I'd give it a solid 3 or 4. Solid 3 or 4. Because here's the thing. This is... It's a 3-for-1 style card. Come on out. It's 3-for-1. Meow. So, you play this card. It's flash. So, if someone's swinging in, it's a 2/5, so it's an amazing blocker. You can pick off a creature. And then it exiles the top of each player's deck. So then you just get 2 extra cards. One from them, one from you. And then you have a 2/5 that's sticking onto the battlefield. I think that this is actually quite good. I mean, I think that, like... I'd probably give it more like a 3 out of 5 because it still requires a lot of conditions to do stuff. The fact that it has flash means that if you main deck it and you're against a control list, you can mess with them at end of turns in various ways. I think that it's not going to do anything amazing, but it's doing lots of small value bits that I think make it quite strong. I think it makes it feel quite strong. I'd give it a 3. I'd give it a 3 out of 5. This is a very nice pick. Very nice pick. Depopulate. Yes. Something our generation is already hard at work doing. 2 white. Each player who controls a multicolored creature draws a card. Then destroy all creatures. You know... It's a shittier Wrath of God. So going through a couple obvious cases. All right, is Wrath of God good? Yeah, it's quite good. It often shows up. Hey, what are we doing? Here, let me move this. Let me move this so you can sit down. Dark Hollow, gift in 5. Hey, bribery. The door is always open. My door is always open. We don't even have office hours for bribery. Dark Hollow says, can I use my gift sub to have you read the card you skipped? You got it. Let's go ahead and head right back. OBScura Interceptor. Flash lifelink 3/1. When OBScura Interceptor enters the battlefield, it connives. When it connives this way, return up to 1 target spell to its owner's hand. What? Holy shit. Smell my mouth. There you go. Good cat. I mean, ignoring the word connives, this is actually quite good that it can return a spell to the... Oh, shit, cat. Return a spell to the owner. Stop it. Stop stepping on my stuff. Get off my equipment. Okay. Yeah, the fact that it can return target spell to its owner's hand and is a beater and a lifelinker, that's actually quite excellent. Oh, Despy. Oh. Hello, Despy. Hello. I love you. I love this cat. This is like the best cat. In fact, this Sunday I'm playing in a I don't even know what the scenario is, but it's like I'm playing in like a tabletop game with Britt and DJ Wheat and Anna and friends, and we're gonna play as cats, and I'm gonna play as Despy. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that awesome? Yeah, it's going to happen on Sunday. Hell yeah. Anyways, this card is a 0 out of 5 because it connives. All right, let's move on. Depopulate. If we take a look at, hey, what are the conditions in which sweepers are good? Does this work well in a sort of like white control list? Absolutely it does. Absolutely it does. Wrath of God's great. But the If my opponent has some multicolored creatures, I let them draw. Ugh, that kind of hurts. So maybe it would be good if I'm a control player and I have a multicolored creature that's trying to block, but it seems kind of... This seems like a nerf to Wrath of God, so I'm going to give it like a 2 out of 5. And 2 out of 5 is the should show up in standard and be okay. I think it's 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 all right. I don't know what that's about. Workshop War Chief. Oh my god, I love green cards. Green is just... God, green and red are just... Oh, I love them so much. Workshop War Chief. 3 green. Trample. Workshop War Chief enters the battlefield, gain 3 life. When it dies, create a 4/4 green Rhino Warrior creature token. Wow. Blitz for 6. Give it haste. Make a 4/4. What? Is it? Did we make a Thragtusk? This is a 5 out of 5. This is a 5 out of 5. This is so disgustingly sick. Once upon a time, there was a card called a Thragtusk. It was 4 and a green, so this is slightly more restrictive, but I mean, this card is amazing. It gives you a little bit of life. It makes a bigger Rhino Warrior creature token, so it's quite good at the Bloxies. And with Blitz, you get to swing, deal 5, draw a card, make a 4/4. And it has Trample. This is a 5. This is an amazing card. I'm immediately going to make a green ramp nonsense deck. Hi. I love you. Yeah, I'm right here. You think I'm doing a good job? You want me to re-rate anything? I'll do anything you need, sweetie. Oh, we're purring. We're having a good time. We're having a good time. I don't know what's going on with this. Let me see if I can... I'm going to scroll ahead a little bit and make things a little bit better. All right, there we go. That should let me. All right, cool. I just had to load the things. All right. Tenacious Underdog. Oh, look how handsome this is. Oh, it reminds me of Bridgerton, which I should watch this weekend. I haven't seen Season 2 yet. Season 1 was incredible. Tenacious Underdog. 1 and a black for a 3/2 Blitz. Pay 2 life. Okay. You may cast Tenacious Underdog from your graveyard using its Blitz ability. Whoa. Holy shit. Black aggro. Holy shit. Imagine playing a 3/2 for 2, following up with Menace Man. Oh my god, it is an astonishingly good card. Hi. Dispy. What you doing? Alright, she wants Scritches. She's looking straight at me. Yeah, this is gonna be amazing in Rakdos, aggro, Rakdos Sacrifice. I mean, this is just an incredibly solid card. It goes to the graveyard. You can spend mana, hit someone in the face, and draw a card. I mean, it's so good. So good. Endless Detour. Ah, yes. It should just be called Los Angeles. All right, we're in the Bant colors. Green, white, blue. The owner of target spell, non-land permanent, or card in a graveyard puts it on the bottom or top of their library. Oh, interesting. So it's an Aether Gust for everything. Are you tired? Are you tired? You need a nap? Scritches. Yeah, I mean, I think this is super flexible. It's 3 mana. It's a little on the pricey side. 3 is kind of a lot. Bant seems slightly weird as a control setup. God, you have gotten heavy. I don't know. It seems okay. Seems okay. So basically the way this works is I target something and my opponent can put it on the top or put it on the bottom. Still perfectly good. Still perfectly good. I think this card's mediocre. I'd give it like a situational, maybe a 1, maybe a 2. But if I'm running the blue, I kind of want to just have the counterspells, I think. I just kind of want to have the counterspells. Well, it also hits things that are on the battlefield. Yeah, this is going to be really situational, I think. Really situational. Aether Gust was good, but it cost 2. In fact, this costs 3 and is quite restrictive with the mana. I'm kind of like, Riveteer's Charm. Hell yeah. Jund colors. Choose one. Target opponent sacks a creature or planeswalker they control with the highest mana value among creatures and planeswalkers they control. Great. We've already seen this effect be good. Exile the top 3 cards of your library. Until your next end step, you may play those cards. Exile target player's graveyard. Oh! Oh! Fuck! That's a card! Oh my god! A 5! This is a 5. This is a 5. This is a 5 because a lot of the time you want to exile 3 cards. A lot of time you want to exile 3 cards. 3 for 3. That's good. Sometimes you're in the mood to press for damage, so you can do that. Sometimes someone's doing graveyard bullshit, and fuck this guy. This is an incredible, incredible card. This is 5 out of 5. Exiling graveyards is a way to completely gut decks built around it. Removal is solid, and in particular, removal that can hit creatures and planeswalkers is solid. It's a little bit weak in the targeting department, but dude, exile 3 cards. Oh, that's so good. Void Rend. What? White, blue, black, instant. The spell can't be countered. Destroy target non-land permanent. This is a 7,000. This is a 7,000 out of Epsilon. It's ridiculous. This is so good. I'm surprised that this is not in white, green, black. Wow. This card is very good. This card will be showing up all over the place in all sorts of ways. Can't be countered. Destroy target non-land permanent. Oh, is that a planeswalker? Okay, bye-bye. Wow, counter spells are trash now, huh? Counter spells are trash. It's amazing. Ward, get out of here. That's just a nothing ability. Wow. Whoa. This is some good stuff. This is good stuff. Dude, you could be an Esper control list that doesn't run counters. That's what I'm talking about, baby. This is some good stuff. I love Hash Brown says, is it just me or are there a ton of good cards this time? Well, this is Eric's top 25 list, and Eric has been... I think that it's rare to see someone that is also a beacon of absolute truth. Eric's evaluation on what the top 25 cards are, I think that this list is perfect. I think it's absolute perfection. Void Rend might need to be number 1. Void Rend might need to be number 1, but this is an insane card. And I'm kind of interested in the fact that countering seemed to be a big catch-all. Hexproof seemed to be a big catch-all. It just prevents and stops everything. And they've turned that into ward, right? And they've made things that are uncounterable. And then they've started to expand things to have things like Endless Detour, that you can target a spell and it goes back to your hand, more delay bounce type effects. This is incredible. This is incroyable. This is good stuff. Oh, your triomes. We have an Esper Triome, a Grixis Triome, a Bant Triome, a Jund Triome, and a Naya Triome. I think that these are like my favorite shards. Outside of... Or shards or trios or clans or things. These cards... Dude, you know what? You know what? If you want to really sound like a completely arrogant piece of shit, if anyone asks you your favorite card in Magic, you name a land. That's how it's done. That's how it's done, man. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh my god. What's your favorite card in Magic? Islands. Like, dude, yeah, that's how it's done. What are some of the best cards here? Oh, I think the Triomes are the best. Fucking Island. Yeah, you fucking people know who you are, you monsters. All right, Xander's Lounge. Okay, God almighty. Oh, the Esper colors. I am someone who sits high atop and ponders being evil. I live in a great tower. I am Grixis. I'm in my lounge. It's kind of like a cool spot. I got a pad by that lounge, man. We can sip on a drink with a big square ice cube in it that's larger than the cup. Oh, yes, we are. There's lots of people here. There's lots of things to do. We have authority. Come visit the headquarters. That's it. Oh, I'm Jetmir. Oh, yeah, it's just kind of like a nice little garden, and we set things on fire in there. That's weird. Ziatora's Proving Ground. Ah, yes. We all watched Hunter x Hunter and said, yes, please, stop moving the plot forward. I don't want the plot to move forward. Just give me another contest, another tournament, another challenge. Ziatora's Proving Ground. Perfect. The number 1 rated card by Eric himself is Obnixilis the Adversary. Ooh, 3 mana Planeswalker. 1 black-red. For 3. Casualty X. What? The copy isn't legendary and has starting loyalty X. As you cast a spell, you may sacrifice a creature with power X. When you do copy this spell, the copy becomes a token. What? Each opponent loses 2 life unless they discard a card. If you control a demon or a devil, you gain 2 life. Create a 1/1 red devil creature token with, when this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to any target. And target player draws 7 cards and loses 7 life. This card is so disgusting that we're gonna make it. We're gonna build a deck with this fucker, okay? Jesus, holy shit! Imagine being a green ramp list that also runs black-red, where we cast Obnixilis the Adversary and we sack a the Elemental Factory, something like that. So then the copy comes out with 7 loyalty. We just immediately -7 to draw 7 cards and lose 7 life. Like, that's ridiculous. Holy shit. And it's with power X. So if we have a weird card that's like, you know, a 10-1 with Defender or something bizarre, we can make it this way. It's incredible. Usa Z gifts 9 subs and says, now rate it for modern playability. Oh, you got it, Usa Z. Well, evaluating this card when it comes to modern, the fact that this is not a 0 or 1 cost artifact or spell that when you read, it's unclear what it even does. Since it's not that, this card is trash. It's just not that good. You know what a modern card is? Cards that are good in modern are things that are like, it's a 0 mana artifact that when it enters the battlefield, sacrifice it. And that's the entire thing. And modern players look at that and they're like, oh my god, it's an artifact that just, it's free and it just goes to the graveyard when you cast. It's fucking insane. Isn't it amazing that you can just like discard the spell? It's basically what it fucking is. Excuse me. Yeah, I think Obnixilis the Adversary is really, 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 really good. You can make that -7 pop off. Yeah, Daemogoth Titan is a 4 mana, 11/10. Yep. Daemogoth Titan with Obnixilis the Adversary is pretty good. Seems pretty good. I mean, that's insane. This is an insane card. Obnixilis the Adversary is insane. The Membrane, and Eric is the greatest creator of things of all time.